Thank you, Michelle. I don't feel ridiculously attractive. I feel bloated. I feel like food tonight, and it's so nice out. So I think that I should be wearing some sort of summer dress, which always makes me think. I believe that the worst thing about being morbidly obese is that nobody ever believes you when you tell them you're cold. I'm not in this part of town that much, which is cool because I don't have all that anxiety that I've slept with someone in the audience. Which I know is silly to think some guy I have sex with would, you know, like come out and support me. But I'm kind of a romantic. I've been dating in New York for about 4 years, and for the most part, it's been a big pile of shit. But I like to think that I've learned some valuable lessons. You know, don't believe everything he says. Don't take things too personally. And most importantly, when you're going down on a guy, the 3 seconds before you put your mouth on it is the best time to ask for cab fare. I think that men will do these sort of uncharacteristically nice things when you're willing to do that, like, you know, offer you a glass of water or play with your hair, even if it is just to get it out of the way. Blocking their view of your mouth on it. I don't think, probably oral sex isn't necessarily the time for a woman to showcase her hair. If there was a sex act where that probably came into play, I would think it's when a man's having sex with you from behind, because I think that's when a woman reverts into her audition for a Pantene commercial / Whitesnake video. I hate the way that it seems that people that take stairs 2 at a time think they're better than everyone else. There's these things about living in New York that get to me. Like, I think if you get called a fucking cunt for not thanking somebody for holding the door open for you, that cancels out the gesture of holding the door open. That happened to me the other day with this, like a homeless guy, and I wanted to scream out, like, you know, when he said this to me, you didn't even give me a chance. But then I thought that all these people would think this homeless guy was breaking up with me. Which I didn't want. I'm nice. I'm from Florida. I never understood the impulse to want to hurt another person till I moved to New York. Which comes out mostly when I'm hungover in the subway and a mariachi band starts. I'm like, why are you dragging me into your immigrant torture chamber? If I wanted that, I would, you know, as a comedian, I would book a jail gig. What else? I'm trying to get it together a little. I've been seeing this guy, it's not ideal. He's also got like a little bit of a drinking problem and some anger issues. Like he's like, you know, if you ever talk about me, when he found out I was a comedian, he's like, if you ever talk about me on stage, I'll kill you. But that's the thing about Jimmy Doyle is he gets bent out of shape over nothing. Like we were, you know, hooking up the other night, and he was getting upset because he was having trouble finishing, and for a minute I didn't think it was going to happen, but I do think sometimes getting a guy to come is kind of like getting an old pen to write. You know, you just sort of squiggle it around and something's bound to come out. And so Jimmy came, and I was lying there thinking, you know, all this stuff in my head. I was like, oh, I need to clean up my act. But at that moment, I was more concerned with just cleaning up what was on my stomach. So I handed him this box of tissues, and he took like all of them. I guess not realizing I would need them to cry later. I don't know if I'm done. I would probably have a more wholesome dating life, but I do admittedly have a big drinking problem, and you know, combining that with being single, I have had, you know, a few mornings of waking up by myself, still a little drunk, but with no clothes on. And from there, it's like this sort of Goldilocks mystery starts to unfold, where it's like, I know someone's been in my bed. But who was he? What did we do? Did he eat my porridge? And if so, you know, was my bowl clean? It's hard for me to get to the bottom of it because, you know, I wake up and I'm confused, and the only way I ever know if I've hooked up with somebody is usually the condition of my underwear the next day. I don't know what guys do with women's underwear, but for me the next day I never find them in like a delicate little bundle. They're always all like jacked up, looking like they've been through Desert Storm, and it's sad because I'll think back to when I bought the underwear, these perfect brand new panties hanging on the rack. They were going to change my life. And as I'm stuffing this mangled wad in my purse the next day, it's like I want to look at them and say, it wasn't supposed to turn out this way. I'm Jessie. Thank you.